So I'm going to get my lazy garden kit, try to get it laid out today. This is my tarp. I've shown you the tarp. Hopefully has killed weeds and weed seeds. It's been down maybe a month, but it's not been a month that's, terribly hot, terribly sunshiny, although we had some days. So I don't know how much of that heat really penetrated and killed the weeds and stuff that it normally would during summertime. We've got the Lazy Garden kit out. It's 15 by 30. I'm just going to pull back 15 feet of the tarp, roll it back, lay the Lazy Garden kit down. Now it comes with 100 staples, and I'm sure that would be plenty. Now, you may be looking at it and saying, man, there's holes and rips all in it. Well, they're supposed to be there. That's where you plant. So it's got holes punched, or X's, on one end, slits on the other end. That's here, got those slits. And just trying to get it unfolded, unrolled, and as easy as possible. So when I'm laying drip tape, I found that if you can lay it out in the sun, straighten it out, lay it out in the sun, and it'll stay straight. And when you get ready to use it, it'll be pretty much straight. I've got fire ants. Right there's one mound underneath, and on the other end, that red spot is a huge fire ant mound on the very end of it. I'll have to treat the outside edges here, out here in the grass, or there by the grass, with some Advion. That'll take care of that. I'm not going to stake it until I get it exactly where I want it. But that's why I've got the stones, the flagstones laying on it just for right now, temporary. But it's pretty darn close. Getting it staked down on one side and then start pulling it. You're not going to stretch it, but you're going to pull the creases out, because that thing was folded up pretty tight. Got a lot of creases, as you can see. So I'll get that done. Just pull it that way, a little bit at a time, trying to pull the creases out of it, and then we'll start tacking it in a minute. So I got it all laid out. It's not hard to do. It's just I'm very anal. I mean, I've got to have my line straight, so I ran strings and all that stuff. That's just what I do. That's who I am. But wasn't that hard. I don't enjoy bending over and driving stakes, or crawling on the ground driving stakes. So that was more fun when I was younger than it is now. But it's laid out. Half of it is squares and half of it is slits like this. It's a 3-foot slit. But tomorrow I'll come in and lay down the drip tape, and it's not really tape, it's a drip hose. Each one of these places where it swells up a little bit is an emitter, and that's where the water will come out. And there's the emitters are spaced every 6 inches or so. So, but they're pre-cut with the kit. It comes pre-cut. So there's each one of these. There's a bunch of different ones on here. Each one of these is 15 feet long. It's 1/4-inch hose that goes straight into with a little 1/4-inch barb, goes straight into the main line. I've used it before on blackberries and other stuff. It works good. You got to have your water pretty clean, but the kit comes with a filter that filters out the gooey, all your stuff. I run well water. The reason I need a filter, you may not need one, but it does come with that, because those emitters are pretty small, and you just need to make sure that you have that your water is clean and not going to clog up the emitters. Plus, it's got this pressure reducer here. Essential. You can't run a system, a drip system, without reducing the pressure. If you run 50, 60 pounds like comes out of your hydrant, on a drip system, you might get away with it, but it's probably going to blow out some fittings. So you got to be careful about that. So we'll get the drip line laid and then show you that. So this is the next day. I went ahead and ran the drip irrigation. It comes with everything you need as far as pressure reduction, water filtration. This is the reducer, this is filtration, hookup. That is something I add. I just like to have that little piece of a hose. It's a 6-foot hose I got years ago. Really like those things. Just comes in handy when I'm hooking up my fertilizer injector. Most time I'm not going to have fertilizer injector on here. When I do run one, I use a quick connect and I just pop it off and run the fertilizer and hook it back up. The way this hooks up, the main line screws into your combination filtration and pressure reduction here. It comes with enough 1/4-inch barbs to do each one of these rows. Just to put a 1/4-inch barb on one side of the hose, 1/4-inch barb in the hole that you punch. Comes with a hole punch, and that's kind of hard to see, but that's hose. And then I've got it staked down. They've got plenty of little staples, little stakes. That's what that is there. I've already turned the hose on. It's wetting it down, or was. And at the end, what I did was just the length of the hose that came from house, I just curled it up, put a goof plug on the end. That's what's called a goof plug. Again, the drip part was the easiest part to put in. I tell you what, I really like it. Lazy garden kit. Check them out on Hoss and see if it's something you would want to do. Someone had already commented that they got one, and I think and used it last year. I don't remember exactly who it was that said that. But anyway, I like it. Not planted yet, but it is installed. Laid out actually pretty well, easier than the tarp did. And it's going to stay down well because they send so many staples. They send plenty of staples. I've got a staple every 2 foot on the perimeter. And then I've got staples about every 6 feet where the drip line is. Once I get these lines in, if I have staples left over, then I'll go through the middles and put some staples just to hold down the middle a little bit better. Keep it closer to the ground. I like it so far. I want to show it to you. Again, they sent this to me last fall, and I just did not get it installed, but I got it done now. I think I'm gonna like it, and just want to show it to you. All right, that's it. We're gone.